Hi peeps, it's your girl Monique Noel-Gunter here, making my video as promised. Today is day 5, I believe, on my days out of 365 in growth and becoming who I'm going to be by this time next year. This evening I have a few meetings, so I want to make sure that I make this meeting before it gets too late and too crazy so that hopefully I can bless somebody, right? So I have some things I want to share with you guys, and I actually made notes so I don't forget anything, right? Today I want to talk with you guys about seasons, right? All right, I'm in New York. I love New York because we get seasons. We get spring, we get summer, winter, fall. It's nice because you're in the same place, but you have a change in environment, right? At the same time, when you're going through those seasons, it's easy to miss the other seasons, right? When it's winter, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so cold, I can't wait for summer, right? When it's summertime, you're like, oh my gosh, it's so hot, I can't wait for the fall, right? We have to have a spirit of gratitude during each season in order to prosper at our max potential, right? Because if we're busy complaining, we're coming at a different approach than if we come at an approach with gratitude. So when you're grateful, you're positive, you're making the best out of the situation you have, you're spending less energy and less time focusing on the things outside of your control that really, even if you focus on them, you can't change anyway. So positivity, gratitude will help you to go through whatever season that you're in, right? Now, I was listening to Tony Robbins. He's one of the people that I love, and he had a message. His message was basically that we as people, like the good book says, go through cycles, right? Everything has its season. When we are in the springtime, that's when we're building, we're growing, we're learning, right? That's when the information is coming to us. In the springtime, it's hard, it's tough to get out there and to plant those seeds, right? To learn what you need to learn. But it's totally necessary because in the springtime, that's where you're doing your building, right? That's where you're doing your planting. After the spring, now you've got summer. Summer, you're not planting, so it's not as much effort, but you do have to protect. You have to maintain what you build, and you have to protect it so that it can grow, right? And as it grows and you go ahead and you maintain it, you make sure that you're putting in the right amount of effort, the right amount of energy, so that what you built in the spring, what you planted in the spring, isn't devastated by the heat of the summer, right? You shield it. When you successfully do that now, you reach the fall. Now the fall is where you get what? Your harvest, right? That's where you reap what you sowed. All of the things that you planted, the business that you built, the people that you poured into, that's where you're able to get back a return on the time and the effort that you invested. That's where you get the benefit of what you protected and what you planted. Okay? Now the harvest is a great time, but it's also a time of work. You can't get a harvest if you didn't plant, and then you have to actually take it. You have to do something to get that back. Once you have it back now, all right, you're ready for winter. Because what happens in winter? In winter in New York, it's cold, the ground is hard, you can't plant in it, right? If you don't have reserves set aside for the winter, some people don't even make it past the winter. So by following the seasons in our lives, we're able to prepare, right? Plant, then protect what we planted, what we built, and what we worked for. Then we have our harvest. We reap our harvest. We don't just take it all and spend it, blur it, or eat it all. We set aside some for the winter because we know winter is coming, right? For you Game of Throners out there, winter is always coming. You make preparations so that when that time of lack is there, you have what you need. If you do it really well, you have what you need and then some so that you can look back and help someone else, right? This is so important because if we prepare for these seasons that are coming, we're able to have a plan, right? So that we can make the most out of the time and out of the season as it comes. We're not going to be busy complaining about this or that because we're busy being productive, right? And the busiest man is the happiest man. So our attitudes are going to be different. Our mindsets are going to be different, right? The things that we accomplish, others are going to be like, how the heck did they do that? And it's because we were focused on our task, focused on our mission, right? By preparing yourself so that you're ready to go through the seasons, you're able to control your environment, right? You can't control the weather, you can't control the seasons, but you can take that environment and make it prosperous, right? I'm a firm believer that God gives us everything that we need in order to prosper. A lot of times we wait for other people to give us what we need, and then we're disappointed if they don't, or if, let's say, they didn't do it the way we wanted them to, or if maybe they couldn't. But we have what we needed inside. Imagine if we each just gave the little bit that we needed to give from ourselves, how much we could accomplish. Even if we pull that together, can you imagine how much faster we would get it done if we all worked together? This is why I'm taking the time to make this message. Really, it's because so many of us are trained. Don't depend on anyone else. Don't rely on anybody else. You want to do something right, do it yourself. That will only get you so far. Honestly speaking, it will get you where you need to go maybe, but for how long? For how long can you pull the boat by yourself, right? You need a team. You need support, because we are not made to be solitary creatures. I can work very well by myself, right? I can also work very well in a team, but I've learned team beats individual anytime, hands down, because a team can split that effort, right? I hope what I'm saying is blessing someone today. Let's get our minds right, because as winter approaches, right, we should be reaping the harvest of everything that we've sown so far from January to now. If we still have some items to harvest or some planning that needs to be done so that we can get through the winter, great. But remember, while winter is there and you're living comfortably, enjoying the sweetness of the fruits of your labor, spring is also coming. So don't get lazy or complacent. You have to prepare, because when spring comes, you need a plan in place so that you have what you need in order to plant again in the spring. It's a whole big cycle, right? That's what life is. We grow, we change, and we die. We have to make the most of it while we're here. While we're here, let's make it count, people. Happy Thursday to you. Happy almost September. I know little ones are back to school or going back to school. Kudos to you little ones out there getting ready to conquer the world. You got this. We're rooting for you. You have support if you need it. And moms and dads, we burn our candles on all kinds of ends. Front, back, middle, you name it. We're making the sacrifices for our kids. But I want you to remember to pour into yourself. Work hard and play hard. Make sure there's a balance, because if you're unbalanced, one, you're going to teach that to your kids, and it's not a good or healthy habit for them to get into, and two, it's not fulfilling. You have to be able to enjoy yourself. You have to be able to work hard. They go hand in hand. So balance and preparation. Work with the seasons, not against them, and let's go out there and make this a prosperous time. All right? Monique Noel-Gunter here, signing off. If you have questions, you can reach out here, or you can call me. Call me or text me, 914-619-7537. God bless and have a great day.